Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to break down the world of trading, but we're looking at it with a really important twist. We're going to explore a path that's all about learning and discipline first, a way you can build a real skill before you even think about risking a single dollar of your own money. So, how on earth does that work? Well, let's dive in.
Let's just kick things off with the one question that gets right to the heart of it. That biggest fear that stops so many people who are curious about trading? It's the fear of losing your own money, right? It's totally real. But what if we could just take that fear right off the table, at least while you're getting your feet wet? Okay, so let's set the stage here with what we can call the trading dilemma. On one hand, it's got this massive appeal. You see the potential. But on the other hand, the reality for most beginners can be, well, pretty brutal. We need to look at both sides to really get it. So, at its absolute core, what is trading? It's simple, really. It's the act of buying and selling stuff, stocks, currencies, you name it, in the financial markets, all with the goal of making a profit. Now, the idea is simple, but actually doing it successfully, that's where it gets complex. And this is a skill anyone can look into, from students to people enjoying their retirement. Now, this is what I find really fascinating. The why behind learning to trade goes way beyond just money. I mean, think about it. In a world where AI is changing everything, having a backup skill, that's just smart. Plus, it really sharpens your mind, forces you to build discipline, and makes you a better decision maker. And honestly, it helps you understand how money and markets, the engine of our world, actually work. All right, so let's say you're interested and you want to start. You've basically got two main roads you can go down. And this choice, right at the beginning, is absolutely critical. Let's compare the two. Trading with your own money versus trading with a firm's money. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got traditional trading. It's your cash, your risk, your reward. It's straightforward, sure, but the pressure is all on you. Then on the right, you have what's called proprietary trading or prop trading. Here, you pass an evaluation, and then you get to trade with a company's capital. It's a totally different ballgame. Okay, let's make this real with some numbers. Let's say you're going the traditional route. Maybe you've saved up $1,000 to get started. That $1,000, that's everything. It's all on the line. Now, if you do really well and you make a 10% gain, and hey, that's a fantastic return, you've made $100. Awesome. But if you have a 10% loss, you've just lost $100 of your own hard-earned savings. And that really stings. Now, let's flip over to the prop trading model. Here, your first step isn't to put up trading money. Instead, it might be something like a $100 fee for an evaluation. This is basically you paying to take a test to prove you can follow their rules and manage risk. And here's the kicker. If you pass that evaluation, that $100 doesn't just sit there. It unlocks access to a much, much bigger account. In this example, you could get access to a $50,000 account funded by the firm. So you see where this is going, right? This is the game changer. That same 10% gain we talked about before, on a $50,000 account, that's $5,000 in profit. The potential is magnified enormously, but your personal financial risk was capped at that initial $100 fee. It's a huge difference. So if the potential is that great, why isn't everyone doing this and succeeding? Well, because getting access to the money is only one piece of the puzzle. The journey for a new trader is like walking through a minefield, and it's so easy to blow up your account and your confidence. And these are the classic traps, the mines in that minefield. People just jump in. They don't really get the rules. They learn by trial and error, which really just means losing their own money. They struggle with discipline, there's no clear plan to follow, and pretty soon they just feel completely overwhelmed and quit. It happens all the time. Okay, so this is where we can just flip the whole script. Instead of that painful learn by losing method, what if there was a learn then do model? Let's look at how the simulator first approach can build a way stronger and frankly, much safer foundation. This method is designed to solve every single one of those problems we just talked about. Step 1, you actually understand the basics first. Then, and this is so important, you practice on simulators using real live market data. This isn't a video game. It's the real deal, just with zero financial risk. It's in this safe sandbox that you build discipline and consistency. You only move on when you actually feel ready. So if this whole learn first approach is starting to sound like a much more logical way to go, you're probably asking, okay, so what's my first step? How do I keep this going? Let's cover that.
A really powerful next step is to actually talk to someone one-on-one. Now, the whole point of a good consultation like this isn't for someone to sell you something. It's to educate you, to help you really understand the path, so you can make a smart, informed decision for yourself.
In a session like this, you should be able to get real clarity on everything we've touched on: how trading works, how prop firms work, the pitfalls to watch out for, and, a simple step-by-step guide on how to get started safely. It's your chance to get all of your specific questions answered by a real person. If there is just one single idea that you take away from all of this today, I hope it's this one. The traditional way is to spend money to learn your lessons, sometimes a lot of money. This philosophy completely flips that on its head. The focus is, and always should be, on learning first.
And finally, we have to end on this, and it's incredibly important to hear. Any kind of trading involves significant financial risk. What we've been talking about is an educational path, a way to learn a skill in a more structured, safer way. It is not, and it can never be, a guarantee that you'll make a profit. So please always be careful and always make informed decisions.